160 pounds, fat as fuck. I was always alone. I was embarrassed by how the way I looked, fellas. I would literally take years off my life. Sounds nice. I don't give a fuck how it sounds. So what is gonna change now? You don't even know how to fucking eat healthy, you dumbass. You follow these 3 pillars, fellas, you will change your life. But you have to follow it. YouTube, what's the word, man? Welcome to another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Today, fellas, we're gonna be talking about how I finally escaped obesity. If you don't know my story, fellas, I used to be 260 pounds, fat as fuck, right? My belly was hanging over my dick. When I was in high school, I used to get made fun of for having man titties. Chicks used to tell me they didn't want to date me because I had a fatter ass than them, right? All my confidence was gone, right? It completely destroyed everything I had when it came to talking to women. Being in social circles, right? I was always alone. I was always to myself embarrassed by how the way I looked, fellas, right? I had man titties, right? I had a big ass belly. I would super big clothes, even if they didn't fit, just so I can cover the fact that I was fat as fuck, right? And that shit transitioned into later on in life after high school, right? I was still fat, right? I started working the job, but I had no energy, right? I was always staying up super late playing 2K, right? Eating bullshit, right? I would go to Whataburger every day after work. I used to have a job. I would work 4 to 11. Fellas, every day after 11 o'clock, I would drive to the Whataburger drive-thru, get a triple meat Whataburger, cinnamon roll, large fries, and a Dr. Pepper, right? And I would eat that shit every night. I would go home, play 2K till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then from 1 to 2 a.m., because I'd always go to bed at around 2:30, I would beat my dick, right? I would beat my meat and I would sleep until the next fucking day until about 12 p.m., right? And I would wake up and repeat the cycle over and over again. And it was the worst time of my life. To the point, fellas, to when I was in college, right? I walked up 1 flight of stairs at the age of 18 and I damn near fell out because I was so much out of breath, right? And at that moment, fellas, I decided that this shit had to change, right? That moment right there when I went out of breath, right? Walking up 1 flight of fucking stairs, I realized that this shit cannot continue. Fellas, I had to change when it came to my fitness and my nutrition, or I would literally take years off my life. I felt like I would die by 32 if I kept eating the weight I was eating, fellas. I don't think you understand. It wasn't just the Whataburger, fellas. I was door dashing food every night, right? I would literally get a Caniac combo on Postmates every single day, add 2 extra tenders, add an extra side of fries, and an extra piece of toast, and I would eat all of that in one sitting, right? I was literally addicted to food, fellas. And it was literally killing me. It was killing my mental, it was killing my emotional state, and it was just killing my physical state, right? I couldn't talk to chicks, right? I wasn't fucking nothing, right? I couldn't even see my dick. And then that day when I walked up them flight of stairs, fellas, everything fucking changed. It had to stop. Now, fellas, eventually I was able to escape that shit, right? Eventually I ended up getting into the best shape of my fucking life, ended up getting abs, ended up getting any fucking chick I ever wanted to fucking get, right? Now chicks slide in my DMs, fellas. I don't even go up to chicks. I don't even try to talk to chicks. They just try to talk to me. Why? Because I completely shifted my whole trajectory, fellas. I got into the best shape of my fucking life. I started eating right. I started working. I started having more energy. I started getting more shit done. I started having more ambition when it came to life and just accomplishments in life, fellas, right? Everything changed, right, when I escaped obesity. But it all started with me actually escaping this shit, right? And I'm here to give you the 3 fucking pillars in order for you to escape that obesity forever and completely change your fucking life as a man and come that top guy. Become that motherfucker who want to be wanted. Become that motherfucker who walks in the room and is respected, right? Be able to walk up with your motherfucking chest high. Be able to fit the clothes that you want to fucking wear, fellas. All of those things changed when I fucking escaped obesity. But it took these 3 fucking pillars in order for me to do so. First pillar to escaping obesity, right? Right? Pillar 1 is identity shift. Fellas, being obese isn't just a weight problem. It's who you are. It becomes your fucking identity. If you're fat, right? That is you. You're a fat boy. You ever walk in a fucking place or you was in school and you was the fat dude in the group, they call you fat boy. Hey, what up? Hey, what up, big boy? Hey, what up, big fat nigga? Right? That becomes your identity. That becomes who you are. So in order for you to change that, you have to change yourself as a fucking person, right? Because the daily habits that you practice, right, leads to that identity of you being fat, right? So in order for you to change that, you have to completely shift the things you do on a day-to-day basis, right? Fellas, at the age of 18, like I said earlier, I was 260 fucking pounds, damn near 300 pounds, right? I door dashed every fucking meal. I didn't have a car. I would play 2K all night. I would beat my dick to my favorite scene, right, for hours. And I would wake up late as fuck every single fucking day. So fellas, what changed? What was the first change in my identity shift? The first thing I did, fellas, was got a car, right? One of my biggest goals when I graduated high school, fellas, is I wanted to have a car by the time I graduated, right? So I had a job, right? I was working a lot of hours, right? But I was still fat as fuck, right? But fellas, when I graduated, I was 260 pounds. I didn't have a car, right? I was eating like shit. I was unconfident. I couldn't fit in my clothes. All of those things were that. That was my reality. The first sign of momentum, fellas, the first sign of me changing my identity, believe it or not, was me getting a car. Once I finally got a car, fellas, it was just like you score your first bucket, right? They always say in basketball, fellas, that shooters are streaky. You a shooter, if you see one go in, that's when the game really starts, right? And it was the same with me, fellas. I was fat as fuck. I had everything going downhill. But as soon as I got that car, right, it started to spark a little bit more momentum. Fellas, now that I got the car, why did the car spark momentum? Now that I had a car, fellas, I could drive myself to the gym. Before I didn't have a car, I was relying on my parents to give me rides, right? And it was hit or miss, right? They would take me to work, but if my parents had to go somewhere, I can't just tell them to be my personal Uber, fellas, right? And I wasn't making enough money to Uber myself to the gym and back, right? So when I finally got the car, fellas, it opened up more doors. Now I could drive to the gym. Now I can go get my own groceries, fellas. Now I had more access to do more things to shift my identity more. So just by getting the car, it opened up so many more fucking doors, right? Now I'm starting to build that fucking momentum, fellas. So now I went from eating like shit, right? From no car, eating like shit, not going to the gym, fat as fuck, to I got a car. Now I can go pick up some cleaner groceries. Now I can go sign up to the gym and go consistently because I have my own means of transportation, right? Now I can start to build a consistent schedule in order for me to change my fucking identity. Over time, fellas, I took that momentum of me getting that car and I ended up getting into the best shape of my fucking life, right? I was starting to eat better. I started consuming solely whole foods, right? I started going to the gym five to six times a week, right? I would track my calories every day. All of this car gave me access to so much, fellas. It literally changed everything. Something simple as just that one win changed my whole fucking identity, right? And you gotta figure out, fellas, what's that for you? What is that one shot that you can hit that can completely change anything? Because I'll tell you, fellas, it only takes one. It only takes a little bit of belief. It only takes a little bit of motherfucking progress for you to become addicted and completely change your fucking identity, right? So, fellas, how did I actually change my identity, right? Yes, I know I got the car, right? But the first thing I did, fellas, change my identity, right, was I wrote down my goals, fellas, right? I wrote down my goals. So I'll pop up a video on the screen, fellas. I had this little whiteboard where I wrote down everything that I wanted to accomplish, right? It was financial goals, physical goals, and I forgot what the other one was, but you'll see it on the thing, right? But the first one, fellas, was financial goals. I put down a number of the amount of expenses I wanted to save, right? Having my savings account, right? That would give me the eagerness and the motivation for me to continue to go to work and continue to have a job, right? I also had, right, how much money that I would be making a month by the time I'm 25, right? I also had, all right, the last one was personal goals. That was the last thing. So on my personal goals, fellas, I wanted to have my own apartment. As you can see now, I moved into my apartment this year, May 2025, right? Things like that. And for my physical goals, fellas, I wanted to be into the best shape of my life, right, by October 2023, right? And as you guys know my story, in the year 2023, I actually got into the best shape of my fucking life, right? I've never looked that good, right? I've never looked that better than that, right, fellas? That year, fellas, is when everything changed, right? And it's all because I had that board and I hung it up on my wall in my mom, and when I stay with my mom in my room, fellas, and I looked at it every single fucking day. But not only did I write down my goals, fellas, right? I had the key to actually following through on this shit is having deadlines, right? You don't want to just, anybody can say, hey, I want to lose weight. That is so fucking vague. Everybody wants to lose weight. Most people want to lose weight. Most people don't like how they look, right? But when your fucking goals go from hey, I just want to lose weight to hey, I want to lose 100 pounds in the next 6 months, right? Now you have quantified it and you've given yourself a sense of urgency, right? So when it comes down to goals, fellas, we're gonna erase this. You wanna write it down, but the biggest key is you want to quantify it, right? Right? You don't just want to lose weight. How much weight do you want to lose? For me, I needed to lose 100 fucking pounds, right? So 100 pounds. Now you have quantified it. Now you have to add the urgency. Because if you just write, I want to lose 100 pounds, it's still too fucking vague. Now you're going to put a time period on that, right? In 6 months, right? So now your goal goes from, I just want to lose weight to, I want to lose 100 pounds by October of 2023, right? And you write that down, right? Now you have a goal that's quantified with a fucking deadline. That breeds urgency. That tells you, hey, you have a limited amount of time to get what the fuck you need to get done. Fellas, and I give you another example. My mentor, Cry, shout out to my guy, man. He has this thing where he writes how many days he has on his whiteboard to retire his mother, right? And I think that he's on 292 or something like that. He's literally counting the days down to making enough money and completely changing the trajectory of his family, i.e. retiring his mother, right? And he takes the number down every single day. Fellas, that is the urgency that you need to create. That is the drive that you need to put into yourself so that you can actually work towards these goals. And I don't even like saying the word goals, right? But I say the word goals because a lot of you motherfuckers understand the word goals, right? For me, it's not fucking goals, it's standards, right? My standard was losing 100 pounds. I would accept nothing less than being into the best shape of my fucking life. It wasn't a fucking option for me. For a lot of you niggas, it's an option for you, right? It's optional. It sounds nice. I don't give a fuck how it sounds. It's getting done regardless. Right? Fellas, goals without deadlines are just fucking fantasies, right? They're just things that sound nice. You know when a girl fantasizes about her dream husband, that's you fantasizing about finally losing weight. It's just a fantasy, right? It's just a dream. It's just something that sounds nice. It's just something that would be nice to have, but you're not actually gonna work towards it. Just like these chicks who say they want a top 1% man, tall, 6'4", with an 8-inch fucking dick, right? And all of that shit, right? It's just a fantasy. They're not really willing to do the work and be the woman that they need to be in order to get a man like that. It just sounds nice. And you're like that chick who wants that top 1% man. It just sounds nice. But you're fat. And you'll continue to be fat until you do this. Until you shift your fucking identity, right? With no identity shift, there will be no change. You have to change who you are, fellas. You have to. 260-pound Jalen is way different from 160-pound Jalen, right? Rip Jalen. The Jalen that goes to the gym every day. The Jalen that tracks his macros every day. 260 pounds Jalen was ordering DoorDash, right? And you have to figure out, what is 260-pound you, brother? What are the habits that you're doing now that is not breeding the success that you want later, right? You have to sacrifice what you want now, fellas, for what you want most. And a lot of that is sacrificing fucking identity. You as a person, right? Because you as a person now is the reason the way you fucking look. That's why you're obese. It's because that's who you are. That is your identity. And in order for you to completely escape obesity forever and get into the best shape of your life and change everything, you have to change who the fuck you are. Fellas, the second pillar to escaping obesity, right? Calorie control. Fellas, it's a scientific fact that in order for you to lose weight and get into the best shape of your life, right? You gotta burn more calories than you eat in a day, right? Your body has to be in a calorie deficit, right? The calorie deficit meaning, fellas, your body is burning more than what you eat in a day, which is gonna cause you to lose weight and drop body fat. The normal general population, for the motherfuckers that's fat, all of y'all do is say, hey, I'm gonna start eating healthier. Right? And then you start trying to eat like salads and shit, only eating, starving yourself, doing water fasts, trying to do these fat fucking diets, ketogenic diet, carnivore, or whatever the fuck you see on Instagram Reels, right? Y'all start trying to do that shit. And what you fail to fucking realize is you haven't eaten healthy a day in your fucking life. So what is gonna change now? Because you said it? You don't even know how to fucking eat healthy, you dumbass. Right? What is eating healthy? Oh, I'm gonna eat a salad and then drench it in fucking ranch. That's not eating healthy, dickhead. Right? You don't even know how to eat healthy. You spent the last 25 of your years of your life eating whatever the fuck you want. And now just because you said it out loud, you know how to eat healthy. Fuck no. You need to learn how to track your fucking calories. right? You need to make failure impossible. The only way you're gonna ensure that you're in a calorie deficit is if you know how many fucking calories you eating. Just because you ate a salad and a grilled chicken sandwich, bro, don't mean you gonna fucking lose weight. It's not. Just think a fucking protein shake is gonna solve all your fucking problems, right? And then you get the protein shake Monday through Friday. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. And then on Saturday and Sunday, you back to drinking. Oh, I did good these last 5 days. Newsflash, brother. You just killed your fucking progress if you had some in the past 2 fucking days, what you did in a fucking week, right? You have to win the fucking weekends too when it comes to this calorie count shit. I hope you don't think you can take off. I hope you don't think that this shit is easy. I hope you don't think you can do this shit 70% of the fucking time. It takes everything. And you just eating healthier won't change shit. Fellas, I just visited my mom recently, right? In the room talking to my mom. And she was telling me how she has fatty liver disease, right? And fellas, my mom has the gastric bypass surgery. Basically what they do, they cut a level of fat off your stomach and it literally forces you to stop eating so much so that you can lose weight, right? She had that surgery maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And I remember I was staying with her. She went through that process and it was difficult. But she ended up losing the weight. She ended up getting in shape, right? Fellas, fast forward down the line, she's right back to where the fuck she was before. And I love my mother to death, fellas, and I would never come over here and try to degrade her or make her feel bad, right? But like the surgery only patched it up for a couple years, fellas, right? Why? Like I said before in the first, she didn't change her identity, right? And she didn't learn how to track calories. She didn't learn how to eat correctly, right? She had the same issue. She's trying to start eat healthy, but she doesn't know what eating healthy is, right? And it's the same thing with you, brother. Just like my mom, now she has fatty liver disease and the surgery kind of just, she might have to have another one, right? It's not going to change anything, right? You have to learn how to control your calories. You have to learn how to eat in a deficit, right? This shit can be so simple. You just got to do a little math. But a lot of people just think that they can do these quick fixes, Ozempic and fucking carnivore diet and keto and cut out carbs, and all their problems are going to be solved. But what they don't realize is you haven't learned. You haven't learned how to put the correct foods in your body. So nothing is going to fucking change, right? And it's the same thing with my mother. Like she has fatty liver disease now. She's probably going to have to get another surgery, right? All because she didn't take the time to actually learn how to track calories. Fellas, tracking your calories is super simple, right? How do we track our calories? The first thing you do, you got to find your calorie deficit. Like I said earlier, the deficit is the reason why you're going to actually lose weight, right? So how do you find your deficit? A quick, easy way to find your deficit, fellas, is to take your body weight, right? And you're going to multiply it between 7 and 10, right? So if you're super, super overweight, let's say you're like 300 pounds right here, right? Obviously, you're not gonna times it 300 pounds by 10 because it'll give you 3,000 calories. And you're eating 3,000 calories is the reason you're fucking 300 pounds in the first place. You fucking fat ass, right? So you would do 300 times 7, right? Which would be 2,100 calories, fellas, right? So this is the amount of calories you should be eating, right? So now that we found our deficit, we know we need 2,100 calories. The second thing you're gonna do, fellas, now that you have this 2,100 calories, you're gonna open up ChatGPT, right? A lot of you motherfuckers, look, I'm gonna show you how to actually use ChatGPT to your fucking advantage and not for some dumb shit, right? You're gonna open up ChatGPT and you're gonna tell ChatGPT, can you build me a meal plan prioritizing protein with 2,100 calories? And once you put that into ChatGPT, it's gonna give you a meal plan, right? You can even tell it how many meals you wanna eat. You wanna eat 2 meals and 2 snacks? Tell it that. You wanna eat 2 big meals a day and that's it? Tell it that, right? Whatever your lifestyle is, tell it that. And it'll give you a fucking meal, a foolproof meal plan. Shit that I charge for free, right? You ask ChatGPT for the meal plan, boom, that's it, right? ChatGPT will give you the meal plan. It'll give you the exact foods you need to eat, right? You'll just take all of that meal plan, go to the grocery store and get the fucking food. Then, fellas, you're gonna download any kind of calorie tracker app. I like MyFitnessPal, right? Basically what MyFitnessPal is, it allows you to actually track your calories and keep track of how many you actually eating. So fellas, this 2,100 calories right here, this is what you're gonna put into your MyFitnessPal. After you get that in your MyFitnessPal, you're gonna have a macro breakdown, right? And I forgot to add this, fellas, in the ChatGPT part, when you ask it to give it your meal plan, also tell it to give you your macro breakdown so that you can track your macros, right? So that way you can do macros or you can just follow the meal plan to a T, right? Gives you two options, right? Once you get MyFitnessPal, you're gonna take this 2100, you're gonna enter that into your calorie goals in MyFitnessPal, fellas, right? After that, number 4, stick to the fucking deficit every day. Do it. Just stick to it every day. Don't go over 2100 calories, please. If you do that, you'll lose weight. You'll lose weight and you'll lose it fast. If you spend every single fucking day eating under 2100 calories, listening to that meal plan, and following it to a T, I can assure you, without you even exercising, brother, you will lose weight. But this is the hard part. You niggas won't stick to it. You niggas won't stick to it. You won't stick to it. You want to drift. You want to go out there on the weekends. You want to fucking drink alcohol. You want to eat McDonald's one day because you don't feel like eating that shit, right? That's the key, fellas. You just got to stick to it, right? And if you stick to it, the results will come. But you have to figure out, brother, and this goes back into identity. Who the fuck do you want to become? Because you going out to eat and drinking on the weekend is going back to the fucking identity that's keeping you obese. Do you want to be obese or do you want to be into the best shape of your life? You have to make a fucking choice. And whether choice you make is going to be whether you stick to that motherfucking deficit or not. Because all of this shit is free online. I'm giving you the game for free right now in the flesh. It's about if you stick to it or not, right? So that's the second pillar, fellas. Calorie fucking control. Fellas, the third and final pillar into escaping obesity is something I like to call habit breaking, right? Like I said earlier, fellas, you have to change your identity, right? But what is creating that identity you have now? What's creating an identity, fellas, is the habits that you exercise on a day-to-day basis. The things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Like I said earlier, right? I would DoorDash food to my house every day, right? I wouldn't go to the gym. I would play 2K. I would beat my dick, right? I would stay in the house and not socialize with people because I was fat as fuck, right? Those habits led to me being 260 pounds, right? And in order for me to escape that, I had to escape those habits, right? And one of the biggest books, fellas, and I got the book right here that helped me a lot when it comes to not just my nutrition, but just my daily habits as a man, is Atomic Habits right here. This is my first book that I ever read in full, right? And it talks about the 4 stages of a habit, fellas. And the 4 stages of a habit, right, is cue, craving, response, reward, right? 4 stages of habit: cue, craving, response, reward. What is the cue? Fellas, basically what the cue is if you ever see something that sparks the idea that you want to go do something. So let's say you struggle to eat bullshit, right? The cue for that is, fellas, you could be scrolling on Instagram and you see a DoorDash ad saying McDonald's got a buy one, get one on DoorDash. If you buy 1 Big Mac, you get 1 Big Mac free, right? That's the cue. You'll be like, oh man, them fucking Big Macs sound good. And I get buy one, get one. That's a good deal. I should go order that shit right now, right? That's the cue, fellas. The craving is you actually wanting that Big Mac, right? You seen the Big Mac, now that shit sound good. You be like, oh man, now I can get a fry with it. I can get me a soda, right? I can get me a chocolate chip cookie tote, right? And give me some barbecue sauce with that motherfucker. Damn, I want some nuggets too, right? That's when the cravings start to kick in, right? So you had the cue, you seen the ad, the cravings, now you starting to want more and more, right? The response is you get on DoorDash, you get the buy one, get one, you order that shit to your house. Simple as that. You don't even go pick it up, you go order that motherfucker. You ain't even gotta move, right? So that's the response. And what's the reward, fellas? You eat the 2 Big Macs and the fucking cookie tote and the soda, right? And you feel good in the moment, but after you feel like shit, right? Those are the 4 stages to a habit, fella. Cue, craving, response, reward. But it all started with the fucking cue, right? And the cue was you just scrolling on Instagram, right? So in order for you to eliminate these bad habits, fellas, like I had this bad habit too. I had to delete the fucking DoorDash app. If I delete the DoorDash app, I don't have the app to go to. Now I have to physically get in my car to go drive to the McDonald's and order it, right? And I don't know about you, I was lazy as fuck, right? The reason why I was eating like shit is because it was easy for me to click this shit on my phone and this shit is at my door in the next 10 minutes, right? So I eliminated that cue, fellas. I deleted the fucking DoorDash app, right? But here's the thing about the 4 stages of a habit and the psychologics behind it, fellas. You need all 4 in order for a habit to come to fruition. Without all four, it won't happen. So if you eliminate this cue, there is no craving. If you eliminate this craving, there is no response. If you eliminate this response, there is no fucking reward, right? So if you just start by deleting the DoorDash app, you won't get the cravings, right? It won't happen. So you have to, in order for you to break these bad habits, right? You got to start eliminating cues, right? So just like eating like shit, going to the gym, right? Skipping the gym. You got a bad habit of skipping the fucking gym. Why do you have a bad habit of skipping the gym? When you come home, you ain't got no gym clothes out, you kick your feet up, your favorite show on, you sit down, right? You like, damn, I want to watch Stranger Things. Ah, fuck that gym. Man, Stranger Things new season came out. Fuck that. I want to watch Power, right? You know what I'm saying? You start watching this shit on TV and you look up, it's 10 p.m. Ah, it's too late to go to the gym, right? But it all started with you sitting on that fucking couch trying to watch Stranger Things. So if you take this motherfucking TV out your living room, put that bitch in the closet, right? Or better yet, if you go to the gym after work, just bring all your shit with you and go straight from work to the fucking gym. You eliminate the fucking cue of you wanting to watch Stranger Things. When you get home, you get comfortable, right? Let me give you a little news flash about habit breaking too, fellas. It's not fucking comfortable. It's not. It's not comfortable at all. It's uncomfortable. But you chasing that uncomfortability, fellas, it's literally what's gonna break the habit. And you breaking the habit is gonna get you where you fucking wanna be, right? And you can flip all of this shit around, fellas. Just like how you can break it, you can build a good habit, right? So let's build a good habit, fellas. We still got the four things: cue, crave, right? Response, reward, right? Now let's build a good habit off of this, fellas. Let's say our good habit is we do go to the gym on time every day, right? What are the habits that do that, right? What's the cue, right? Maybe you watch a little motivational YouTube video, right? Right? Maybe you see a motherfucker Ronnie Coleman motivational video and you like, man, I'm ready to go to the fucking gym, right? So maybe you listen to that motherfucker every day, right? Or maybe you remind yourself of your fucking goals, like I said earlier, of your standards, right? YouTube vid, goals, right? Those cues can cause you craving to go to the gym, right? So now that you've seen that YouTube video, you reminded yourself of your goals, now you want to go to the gym, right? Now you crave a workout, right? So what's the response, fellas? You go. You go gym. You go to the fucking gym, you get your workout in, right? And you lock the fuck in. You had a great ass workout. You had a Ronnie Coleman video. You bumped your favorite music. You lit as fuck, right? And what's the reward? Jacked. Jacked as fuck. Escaped obesity. Not big, right? What's the other rewards, fellas? Now that you're jacked, chicks want you, right? Women want you, right? What's another reward? You're more respected. You're that guy. You're him, right? Just like we can break a habit, we can build it too with this same system. Cue, craving, response, reward. And I pray that you guys pick this book up, Atomic Habits, so that you can literally learn all the systems that I learned to literally escape obesity. Because this is the key, fellas. If you change your habits, everything else will fall in line, right? The identity shift, the calorie control, you use this system to build those things, you will change. You will escape obesity and get into the best shape of your life, right? So that's the third fucking pillar. So fellas, just to go over what the fuck we talking about, right? We had the three pillars, right? Pillar number one was identity shift, right? You have to change who the fuck you are. If you're obese, that's who you are as a fucking person. If you want to escape it, you got to change it, right? That's identity shift. The second pillar, fellas, is cal control, right? Calorie control, right? You need to find your fucking deficit. You need to download MyFitnessPal. You need to build yourself a meal plan, right? And stick to that motherfucker every fucking day, right? No excuses, no questions asked, right? And the third thing, fellas, is habit building, habit breaking, right? Those are the three pillars, fellas, right? And I gave you all of this shit for free, right? If you follow these 3 pillars, fellas, you will change your life. But you have to follow it. If you don't follow it, it won't work, right? So make sure you lock the fuck in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, right? And if you need help building these 3 pillars for your personal life, right, and make it fit to you, right? Make sure you hit the link down below to book a call to join the program. But if you're not ready to work, don't book the fucking call. Because if you come into the motherfucking program and tell me that you don't feel like tracking your calories, I will send you your fucking money back and send you on your way. Because this shit takes everything, right? I'm not here to just make you lose weight. I'm here to change your fucking identity completely, right? So if you're interested in that and you want to work one-on-one with me, make sure you hit the link down below. But other than that, fellas, I'll catch y'all boys on the next one. Y'all motherfuckers lock the fuck in. 2026 is in 21 days. Don't wait till January 1st to lock the fuck in. Lock in now. That's the video for today.